This is Living Abroad, Shanghai. Shanghai Speed.
The place is on fire, no doubt. I mean, just one look around here and you can see.
He should know, relocation expert Paul Salo is an expat from California who's been in Shanghai for nearly 10 years.
That's why I came. You know, I came here because I got the feeling it's like tomorrow's better than today. So, you know, that kind of optimism and excitement is right now so hot in China, and you really feel it.
That optimism and energy is a huge draw for Americans.
Americans are coming here in a big way. There's about 100,000 Americans here.
And most of those Americans rent rather than buy.
Rent can go anywhere from 3,000 US, and then the high end would be like 30,000 US.
That is incredible for a month, for a family to live here.
A lot of people think it's cheap. It's not cheap.
Just an hour west of Shanghai is Zhejiang, China's oldest water town, also known as the Venice of the East.
This is a complete contrast to the hustle and bustle of Shanghai with all of those super tall skyscrapers. This is exactly what I hope to see when I come to China.
This is how China used to live. Ancient homes built along rivers, and amazingly, the architecture here has been preserved.
Tell me a little bit about the culture of China. Do they really feel it's important to preserve it in this country?
Some people say no. I think they really do. The thing is, how do they do it? To them, it's all about literature. It's all about calligraphy. And so I think it's not tied to architecture as much. So they'll tear down a building like something and put it in a modern building up, and they don't feel so bad about it.
Nowhere is this idea of out with the old and in with the new more apparent than in Pudong. Located across the east side of the Huangpo River and home to Shanghai's signature skyline.
In '94, when I came on a business trip to Shanghai, it was basically, you know, a farm. And, you know, I came back and look what it looks like now.
Every morning, locals flock to the Bund, a Shanghai boardwalk that's filled with historic embassies, to participate in an ancient Chinese ritual.
It's time for me to do some Tai Chi.
Tai Chi is an ancient art that harmonizes mind, body, and spirit. Leaving the Bund and heading 45 minutes west of central Shanghai is Rancho Santa Fe. And it's definitely not traditional. It's a neighborhood that sounds and looks more like suburban Texas than China.
It's an expat type of area. It's a very American feeling. You have your yard, you have your dog, you have your barbecue. You're not living the middle-class China lifestyle. But I think it's an interesting lifestyle, and I think it's a nice balance for a lot of people.
Shanghai is nothing less than a 21st century boomtown, with construction happening practically 24/7.
All of China is getting developed. No matter where you go, it's huge cranes in every direction.
And that's because skyscrapers mean status in Shanghai.
Changes are just even beyond the locals to understand.
And some of those changes include hundreds of American companies and expats moving to Shanghai every year. And a modern apartment building like this one is where most American expats will likely live when they first arrive.
We're on the 15th floor of a typical mid to high level apartment. 1,400 square feet. It's a nice place to live. You can live in here temporary, right? Or you can sign a one-year contract.
Once you make the move, there's one aspect of the Chinese lifestyle that Americans are crazy about.
You have a maid, and the maid does everything.
Maids and nannies are called ai. Most Chinese households have ais.
Ais have their own ai at home. And so, you know, maybe a different level, doing different things. But yeah, no, Chinese have ais in a big way.
Every family we visited has an ai, and for good reason.
How much is it roundabout?
400, 500 a month.
40 hours a week.
Absolutely.
That is unbelievable. No wonder everyone has one.
For the price, you can't beat the benefits.
China is becoming more and more important on the world stage. It's an exciting place to be. People are very optimistic right now. Everything's getting better. It's an enjoyable place to live. So I would say, get off your backside and go learn some new things.